Hi there, I'm glad you made it. Today I'm going to start with a quote from Dwight D. Eisenhower. And he said, "In preparing for battle, I have found that plans are useless, but preparing to plan is indispensable." And I bring that up because today we're going to talk about building a business plan and having a business plan. And as soon as I bring that up, I know a lot of agents that will say that it's just a waste of time because the plan never works out. And so why bother doing it anyway? And Eisenhower's quote is just an elegant way of saying that the act of planning and the mental preparation needed to plan are more important than if the plan actually works out right or not.
When it comes to planning, I like to use the KISS method. Keep it simple, silly. Otherwise, it becomes too complicated and too difficult to stay on track and execute. This is the business plan that I learned. Find 1 to 2 buyers each month and 1 to 2 sellers each month. That's it. That's the plan, and you can scale it up if you want to. For me, 20 transactions a year is perfect, and I'll explain why I think it could be for you too. See, in most markets, 20 transactions a year will get you to earn 6 figures. And as agents, we have to deal with what I call the Realtor Paradox. The main problem we face is not having enough leads to stay in the business, and that's why 80% don't make it past the second year in the business. Then, if we do learn how to get enough leads to stay in the business, we get too busy working nights and weekends and holidays and missing out on birthdays and other family and friends events that we burn out of the business. According to the National Association of Realtors, the average time in the business for an agent, if they do make it through the first 2 years, is about 15 years. And that's about the time that agents start to think, how long can I go on like this? And is this the way I pictured that my career would be? And at that point, the best option is to try something new. And that's what I call the Realtor Paradox. We are damned if we do and damned if we don't. And all this time, we also have another obstacle to deal with, which is roller coaster cash flow. We can have a month or two with a lot of closings and then a month or two with no closings at all. The answers that most trainers and gurus offer to this problem is to generate more leads, and then you'll have more closings, and that will solve the problem. What we don't think about is just below the surface, and that is that generating more leads means either spending more money or more time or both to bring in those additional leads. And that's like running on the hamster wheel. We're never going to get anywhere, but we are spending a lot of time and energy to keep running. And that's why I like this business plan. It's simple and it's easy to execute, and it's even easier to track. Now you don't have to worry about generating a ton of leads. You only need to worry about bringing in about 50 leads a month to accomplish this plan. And with only needing a small set amount of leads, you can automate the majority of your lead generation. Then you can spend your time following up with leads and going on appointments with buyers and sellers. And because you have a small set amount that is defined, you don't need to spend a lot of money to do it, and you don't need an overly complicated system either. So you really can do this without having to be all things to all people and chasing every lead that comes through the door. That saves you a lot of time, and more importantly, it's a lot less stressful and a lot less costly, so you are less likely to burn out. Now, the other part of avoiding burnout is to have an exit plan. That means a point at which your business is running better without you on a day-to-day basis than with you. We all know, at least in the back of our minds, that we are only as good as our last sale. So once we stop selling houses, the money stops coming in. And further into this e-course, we will get into a few exit plan options. The other issue we discussed is overcoming roller coaster cash flow. If the lack of money from month to month is what causes this, then it stands to reason that having some money saved to help us get through these times is a great answer. We will also go over the best way I know how to get out of debt and save money. Not only will you save money for those times when closings just aren't happening for one reason or another, you'll also be able to pay off your debt at the same time. Plus, your money will be working for you and earning interest, and you'll be able to get your hands on it whenever you need to without penalty. So to sum up our business plan, we're going to learn how to generate 50 leads a month so you can close 20 transactions a year and make a 6-figure income. We're going to learn the best way to get out of debt while building your savings at the same time so you don't have to pay off your credit card one month only to have it run up a few months later when finances get tight. And we're going to talk about the best options to set up an exit plan for yourself so you know when you've made it. This is important because without this plan, you just end up running in circles, on the hamster wheel again. Even if you don't ever want to stop selling real estate, we have to have an exit plan because at the very least, we need to have the option to stop at some point. Well, I hope you're as excited as I am to start implementing this plan, and keep an eye on your email for the next installment, and we're going to start talking about lead generation and what it takes to get that started.